In the glamorous world of Hollywood, it is not the spotlight, but the pressure of time that is the biggest enemy. Many male artists have turned to plastic surgery to retain their youth, but the results sometimes make them unrecognizable. Some look younger, others lose both their image and their career. Let's explore the most shocking transformations on screen.
Pete Burns, the iconic frontman of Dead or Alive, wasn't just known for his powerful voice or his unforgettable hit, You Spin Me Round Like a Record. He was known for his bold, gender-bending style and magnetic stage presence. But over time, his face became almost as famous as his music, and not for the reasons he once hoped. It all began with a single rhinoplasty, meant to fix a broken nose. But that surgery became the gateway to a lifelong obsession with reshaping his appearance. Burns eventually underwent more than 300 cosmetic procedures, transforming his face in ways that often shocked even his most loyal fans. He had cheek implants, multiple facelifts, repeated nose surgeries, and extreme lip fillers that pushed the limits of what the human body can safely handle. His nose grew so thin and fragile that it looked as if it could collapse. His cheekbones became dramatically angular, far from the softer features he once had. But it was his lips that nearly destroyed him. After years of aggressive fillers, he developed severe complications, swelling, constant pain, and infections so dangerous he required emergency surgery to prevent permanent damage. Burns never hid his choices. He called himself a living work of art, a sculpture constantly evolving. But as the procedures piled up, his reflection drifted further from the man he once was. When Burns passed away in 2016 at just 57, he left behind a complicated legacy. He was a trailblazer for queer visibility, yet also one of entertainment's most extreme cautionary tales, proof of how far self-reinvention can go before it crosses the line into self-destruction. Justin Jedlica didn't dream of fame, fortune, or Hollywood stardom. He dreamed of perfection. Not the kind you're born with, but the kind you build in an operating room. As a kid, he watched glamorous celebrities on TV and became convinced that beauty wasn't a blessing, it was a blueprint, and he was determined to follow it. Just 4 days after his 18th birthday, Jedlica underwent his first rhinoplasty. It was the opening chapter of what would become one of the most extreme cosmetic journeys in modern pop culture. By 2012, he had already completed more than 190 procedures. Chest implants, shoulder and arm implants, cheek fillers, eyebrow lifts, liposuction, and multiple nose surgeries. Over the years, that number continued climbing, with estimates placing the total cost well over $600,000. The tabloids named him the human Ken doll, and jokes circulated that he was more plastic than human. But to Justin, none of it was funny. He embraced his transformation proudly, calling cosmetic surgery a legitimate art form and insisting that his body was his personal sculpture. He lived in Trump Tower for a time, married a wealthy businessman before eventually divorcing, and later moved to Australia, where he openly embraced both his altered appearance and his polyamorous lifestyle. He even appeared on Botched, defending his choices with absolute conviction. To some, he's a symbol of radical self-expression. To others, he's a warning about vanity taken to the extreme. Justin Jedlica didn't just want to improve himself. He wanted to become someone entirely new. And in doing so, he became a legend of the artificial. Simon Cowell never needed to shout to make an impact. A raised eyebrow, a sharp smirk, or a moment of icy silence was enough to terrify contestants on American Idol, The X Factor, and America's Got Talent. His face became part of his brand, confident, blunt, and unmistakably Simon. But in trying to preserve that face, he came dangerously close to losing it altogether. Cowell's transformation didn't happen overnight. It unfolded slowly, almost quietly. What started as a little Botox and a few filler touch-ups soon escalated far beyond simple maintenance. Cowell later admitted he used Botox like it was toothpaste, and the results eventually became impossible to ignore. By the early 2020s, fans were stunned.
During a 2023 video celebrating One Direction's anniversary, viewers barely recognized him. His cheeks appeared unnaturally firm, his skin overly tight, and his expressions nearly frozen. Social media erupted with comments claiming he looked more like a wax figure than the real Simon Cowell. But the harshest reaction came from home. His young son, Eric, admitted that seeing his father's altered appearance actually scared him. That moment became Cowell's wake-up call. He began dissolving fillers, stopping Botox, and shifting toward healthier habits, facials, better nutrition, hydration, and a more balanced routine. Cowell later confessed, "I saw a photo of myself and didn't recognize who it was." His story isn't just about cosmetic procedures gone too far. It's about ego, aging in the spotlight, and the very human struggle to accept ourselves as we are, instead of chasing a face that no longer feels authentic. In the 1970s, Igor and Grichka Bogdanoff were France's most recognizable twins. Handsome, brilliant, and impossibly charismatic. They became national icons through television shows that explored science fiction, cosmology, and the mysteries of the universe. With their sharp features and intellectual charm, they stood out as much for their looks as for their minds. But what ultimately changed their legacy wasn't their intellect, it was their appearance. By the late 1990s, people began noticing small shifts in how the brothers looked. At first, the changes seemed subtle, maybe even harmless. But before long, the transformation grew dramatic. Their cheeks ballooned into wide, sculpted shapes. Their lips thickened. Their jaws stretched into exaggerated, angular lines that didn't resemble typical human anatomy. With every new public sighting, their faces appeared more extreme, more surreal. The public responded quickly. Tabloids labeled them the Alien Twins, and their photos spread across Europe. Long before viral culture existed, the Bogdanoffs became an early version of it. The brothers, however, refused to explain. Instead of denying or confirming surgery, they offered cryptic comments about futuristic technology or personal evolution, adding even more mystery to their transformation. Their confidence was the most surprising part. They embraced their new look completely, as if becoming unrecognizable was part of a grand experiment. In 2021, Igor and Grichka died just days apart from COVID-19. While their work in science communication endures, their legacy is forever tied to their radical physical changes. Their story remains a striking reminder of what can happen when the quest for uniqueness goes too far, and when changing your image means losing the one the world once admired. In the 1980s, Mickey Rourke was the definition of rugged Hollywood masculinity. With his smoldering stare, raw energy, and effortless charisma, he became one of the most compelling leading men of his generation. Fans adored him, directors praised him, and critics believed he was destined for legendary status. But Rourke shocked the industry when he walked away from acting in the early 90s to pursue professional boxing, a decision that would forever change his life and his face. The boxing ring didn't just cost him wins. It cost him the features that had made him famous. Years of brutal blows left him with broken bones, deep scars, and significant facial damage. At first, surgery was necessary, an attempt to repair what fighting had destroyed. But what began as reconstruction slowly spiraled into a series of cosmetic procedures that only made things worse. He underwent multiple nose jobs, cheek implants, lip procedures, and surgeries meant to smooth or tighten his skin. Many of these operations were performed by doctors who, according to Rourke himself, were not the right people for the job. Instead of restoring the heartthrob the world remembered, each surgery pushed him further away from the man he used to be. His face became swollen, tightened, and almost mask-like, a stark contrast to the expressive actor audiences once adored. To his credit, Rourke has been candid about his mistakes, admitting he went to the wrong guy to fix his injuries. Today, he's known not only for his powerful comeback in The Wrestler, but also as a cautionary tale about the dangers of trying to reclaim youth with a scalpel instead of acceptance. Michael Jackson wasn't just a superstar. He was a force of nature. a once-in-a-generation talent who reshaped music, dance, and global culture. But behind the moonwalks, diamond-studded gloves, and sold-out stadiums, he faces a battle far more personal, the one he fights with his own reflection. In the early 1980s, Michael still looked like the soft-featured, bright-eyed young man the world had fallen in love with. But as fame intensified, so did his insecurities. After breaking his nose during a rehearsal, he underwent his first rhinoplasty. A surgery was meant to help him breathe better. Instead, it opened the door to a long and complicated journey. More nose jobs followed, along with cheek implants, eyelid work, chin reshaping, and facelifts. Gradually, the natural harmony of his features faded. His once expressive nose grew narrow and fragile, and his face began to look less like the boy from Gary, Indiana, and more like a man desperately trying to outrun time. Then came the controversy surrounding his skin. As his complexion lightened, tabloids exploded with accusations that he was rejecting his black identity. Michael insisted he had vitiligo, a disorder that destroys pigmentation. The public wasn't ready to believe him. He faced racist scrutiny, relentless mockery, and the crushing expectations of global fame. By the time he passed in 2009, Michael Jackson remained a musical legend, but his transformation stood as a haunting reminder of how the pursuit of perfection can consume even the greatest among us. Sylvester Stallone was the ultimate symbol of tough guy masculinity in the 1980s. With his sweat-soaked workouts, hardened stare, and gravelly voice, he didn't just play heroes like Rocky Balboa or John Rambo. He was the embodiment of grit and resilience. Audiences believed in him because he looked real, raw, and battle-tested. But even Stallone couldn't fight off his most persistent opponent, time. His journey with cosmetic procedures began early. In a 1992 interview, Stallone revealed that the slight droop in one side of his face, something fans often thought added to his charm, was actually the result of nerve damage at birth. Correcting it required surgery. What started as a medical decision, however, slowly shifted into something more complicated. As Hollywood's pressure to stay youthful intensified, Stallone's appearance began changing in ways fans couldn't ignore. His once rugged, expressive skin appeared unusually smooth. His eyebrows seemed lifted, almost floating above his eyes. His jawline sharpened to a sculpted edge that didn't quite match the aging man beneath it. Plastic surgeons observing from afar have long speculated that he may have undergone facelifts, Botox, fillers, and skin-tightening treatments. Fans remain divided. Some argue he has every right to fight aging on his own terms. Others feel that the raw, unfiltered authenticity that made him a legend has faded behind cosmetic enhancements. Today, Stallone's body remains strong, and his career continues. But his face, the one that once told entire stories with a single look, doesn't speak the way it used to. His transformation serves as a reminder that even heroes aren't immune to the pressures of staying forever young. In the end, these stories reveal something deeper than celebrity makeovers. They show how fame, pressure, aging, and insecurity can push even the most confident men into chasing an illusion of perfection. Some sought youth, others sought reinvention, and a few pushed their transformations far beyond what anyone expected. Their journeys remind us that cosmetic surgery isn't just about changing a face. It can reshape a life, for better or for worse. As we look back on these dramatic transformations, we're left with a simple truth. Time comes for everyone, and the real challenge isn't stopping it, but learning to age with honesty and acceptance. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.